Welcome back to Awake and Bake, where we get high vibes and talk about the universe. I'm your host, Danny, and yes, I did get a chest tattoo. Look at this. It's not done, but oh my god, it hurt like a fucking bitch. So I'm taking like a month off before I finish it. Yeah, a moment for the art. Hi, I'm Danny. I'm a psychic and a stoner, and I love to combine the two. We're kind of going to touch on that today. I want to go on just like a very relevant, not a rant, but just like a slight TED talk, if you will, except, we're going to be boofing the whole time. If that sounds like something you're interested in, keep watching. You are going to need a couple things for today's episode. First, you're going to need something to drink because I will not be responsible for you hooker whores being dehydrated. Drink whatever you want. Milk, juice, pop, water, I don't care. Hilariously, I'm actually drinking some orange juice today. I don't know why that would be hilarious, but does orange juice make you salivate? What is happening right now? Anyway, the second thing you're gonna need for today's episode, if you partake in gardening, like the internet makes us say these days, and I don't wanna get age restricted, give me a break, okay? I'm hitting my Mango Mania. It's a hybrid from high 90s, little disposable guy. I want to start off by incorrectly quoting someone who I don't even remember who it is that said it, but it was something along the lines of, when we're children, we know what our purpose is, we know like what we're meant to do in this life, we want to be, what we want to achieve. We have like a very clear vision for ourselves, and then we just forget about it as we age, whether that's from the way society is set up, our home lives, I don't really know. But the second part of the quote is like, and if you're lucky, some of us remember and come back to who we were or who we knew we were as a kid. If you get lucky, like you don't have to, obviously, but like that's kind of like the goal. And if you don't resonate with that, it's fine. But let's just all play along right now and say we do. Let's just all say, wait a minute, I love that. That's real. That is basically what today's episode is all about. I want to talk about coming back to who you are and having that like childlike sense of wonder as an adult. And also like the facts are you can't do shit as a kid. You have all these dreams and imagination and playfulness to you, and it's like, I don't have a car, I don't have money, I don't have a job to like access money. I have no free will because I am a child and someone is literally in charge of me 24/7. Being an adult is the time to do all the things that you couldn't do when you were a kid, that you wanted to do when you were a kid. That's basically what I want to talk about today, okay? If you couldn't tell, that was the long-winded version of what I was trying to fucking get at. Let's take a goddamn hit. I want to start off by saying it's not bad to have a childlike sense of wonder as an adult or into adulthood. Because, like I was saying before, you couldn't do shit when you were a kid. But also, I feel like if we stay acting like, oh no, I'm definitely not a kid, I'm grown, I'm so old, da da da, like, people always say you die sooner when you just feel like, oh, I'm old, I'm gonna die. But when you're like, no, I'm young, I have so much life to live, like it helps you stay healthier and alive for longer. So first of all, I think we should keep a lot more like playfulness, laughter, curiosity, shit like that. I know I sound like so like cliche saying this. Like honestly, me saying that just now, I was fucking cringing. But I feel like we do need to keep a lot of that present in our lives. And you're like, okay, but why are you making a whole episode about this? Because I want you to put your money and your time into these experiences. Money and time, I'm not saying like hundreds of thousands of dollars or anything like that. If you were a kid who growing up, you just wanted a dog so bad, but your parents either were like, someone's allergic, they're a mess, I don't like dogs, whatever the fuck. Who doesn't like dogs, by the way? Like, I get it if you're allergic, you're allergic, but to say you don't like them? Okay, but I'm not gonna lie. I didn't understand the whole cat thing, and then I lived with one, and I was like, I love you. I was like, you're kind of fucking cool. Honestly, I think the word cat just has such a negative connotation. So once I looked at it as just like this cute little animal creature, I was like, you're so cute and silly. Sorry if saying cat has a negative connotation was offensive, but I just mean like that's literally the level I was like, I don't think I really like cats. Yeah, if you think you don't like cats, try throwing the word away and looking at it as like a cute little creature. Anyway, bitch, you couldn't get a dog as a kid or a cat as a child and you wanted one so bad, but your parents were in charge of you and you lived under their roof, so you never got one, and now you're an adult. All I do is like go to work and I am like always running errands and staying busy and da 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 da. I've just lost that spark. I don't have as much like laughter and fun and beauty in my life. Bitch, get a dog. You are grown now, honey. Get the damn dog if you can take care of it. Even small things like that, which it's not small getting a dog. It's like, especially adopting is one of like the best things you can do in the world, especially if you give it a good home. Honestly, that was one of my childhood dreams. Was you're gonna find everything in this episode is very much related to just me because I can only speak for myself. We have two right now and we are giving them such a good life and a good home, and I want to be able to do that for even more dogs. So once we like get a house or whatever. But I'm doing the things I wanted to do as a kid. Another thing I wanted to do as a kid, and this is what inspired today's episode, my tattoo. So when I was a kid, I saw my dad's tattoos and I was like, oh my God, there's nothing cooler in the world. The fact that I can put any designs or art or whatever words or anything that I want on my body as decoration and it just fucking stays there is so damn cool. When I was really little, my dad was like, hell yeah. And then when I was like old enough to have like an opinion, he was like, no, you can't. Sorry, girls don't get tattoos. I wanted to be a tatted baddie. But then I was in the arts, specifically theater, and everybody was like, especially when I was younger, they were like, don't get tattoos, don't get tattoos. No one will book you. And I was like, this fucking sucks because like I know it's not gonna make me money. I know it's not like I guess the same thing as having goals or a dream. But since I was little, I just really wanted to like decorate my body with tattoos. Well, honey, sometimes we just gotta do what we wanna do. I'm also not in theater anymore, but get money. I honestly started getting tattoos even while I was still in theater because I was like, I literally don't care. I can't wait. But it's so fun. Every single time I get a new one, I just feel so much more like myself, so much more confident, so much more like, wow, this is a true representation of how I feel and who I am and the vibe and the energy I hope to bring when I go places and the way I move in the world. Anyway, let's take a hit. I'm babbling like a bitch. Okay, so you're like, all right, getting a tattoo, getting a pet kind of seems like not that huge of a deal, but I love that you wanted to make a video on it. I'm not dumb, bitch. This might not be true for you, but for me, I remember being young and being like, I'm gonna move to California when I'm older. I know I just wanna live in California. I wanna live near like pretty nature and the beach and like water specifically, but honestly, like I'm not trying to live near a lake. I wanted it to be the beach. Something about the energy of the beach and the beauty of it and like the nature that surrounds it is just always so healing to me and I'm so drawn to it and I think it's like the most beautiful parts of nature. I remember so many people told me, you should go to New York. I don't think you're gonna like California. I don't think you're gonna like LA, which they were right about LA. I don't think you're gonna like California. I think you're gonna like New York. I went to New York first, and honestly, they were right. I should go to New York first because wow, it requires like 100 times more energy. And as an autoimmune disease, neurodivergent baddie, I get exhausted easily. So I had a little bit more energy when I was younger and I lived there. I'm like when I was a young child and now I'm so old, I'm literally 27. Anyway, they were right to a degree because I fucking loved New York and I went at the right time for like my age and my stamina and everything. I always do know myself better than anyone though. And when we moved to California is when I started like physically and mentally healing. I was like, wait, I feel so much healthier. I'm eating healthier. The food here was fresher because I was like landlocked in Ohio growing up. I'm in Central Cali now and it's a lot more slow paced. The food is fresh as fuck. The fruits, the veggies, the seafood, the meat, like everything. My nervous system is healing more here. My health is better here. I go outside more than I ever have here. I feel like childhood Danny knew. Bitch, you want to go to California for a fucking reason. Oh, also my allergies a million times better here. I still get allergies, but I was like debilitated on the East Coast, y'all, and in the Midwest. Over here, I'm cool, bitch. At least in California, I'm cool. Oh, and while we're on that same topic, take a fucking hit. And then I want to talk about if you're somebody who's like, hey, I don't even necessarily have like big dreams of like moving across the country or across the world or being like a certain level of successful. There are so many things I want to say about that. There's so many ways you can still fulfill your childhood visions and needs and desires. I don't know how many of you can relate to this, but maybe growing up, you had a situation, you had a parent or multiple parents who were like, you're not allowed to be lazy. You always have to be productive. I don't know. Some people did not fuck with rest, okay? And I relate to that. In my household, it was like, you should always be doing something. Why are you not cleaning? Why are you not being productive? Blah, 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 blah. It was extremely stressful. And it always made me feel like guilty, like I'm doing something bad, I'm not doing enough. I'm gonna get in trouble. Everyone's mad at me all the time. And I could never really predict what I was supposed to be doing either. So it was just kind of like, fuck. Now that I'm older, because I specifically remember thinking, I don't wanna have to like have all these responsibilities. I would love it if I could just like go to school or go to work and then come home and just fucking rest or hang out with my friend. Like not have an obligation, not have a rehearsal, not have an audition, not have to go do 100 fucking chores, not have to go babysit, not have to go prove my worth in some other way. Sometimes a bitch just wants to go home and puff a little green with her friends on the couch while we watch trash TV, while we just laugh our asses off and get the munchies all night long, okay? And guess what? A grown bitch like me is gonna do that now. Now I'm gonna do that because now I can do that because I'm in charge of me, bitch. No one else. And for all my video gamers out there, if you want to just spend all of your free time gaming with the homies and chilling the fuck out. Do what you want. Spend time how you want. I can't speak for everybody, but I know my husband, he works extremely fucking hard for himself, for our family, for everything that we have. God forbid the man wants to spend his off days video gaming for multiple hours on end. Who am I to say no, don't do that? He just wants to not focus on chemistry or nuclear engineering. You know what I mean? Like, let the man just fucking play Stardew Valley. He loves that shit. Let the dude just fucking build rockets. Let the dude play his little games where he's just joking with his friends on his little headset. Like, you're grown as hell. I don't care what you do. Take a little hit, and then we're gonna take it to a little spicy place. And so, like, with having that childlike sense of wonder and that doing things that, like, maybe young you wanted to do, I know for myself at least, there were a lot of things I wanted to try when I was younger or that I was, like, kind of interested in, but maybe people around me kind of shamed it or didn't look so positively on it. Maybe that's parents, maybe that's your friends, maybe that's your community, like, whatever. And now that you're an adult, bitch, just do what the fuck you want. Whether that means you want to go take, like, I know a lot of people grew up with like either strict parents or it was like religious and then they weren't allowed to dress a certain way, but now they're an adult and they still don't really dress to like the style that they want to. Like, maybe your Pinterest board is filled with all these outfits that you would love to wear, but you're like, no one's ever like expected me to wear something like that. What if everyone's like, why the fuck is she wearing that? What if people think it's immodest? What if people are judging me? Who gives a fuck if people are judging you? We're not in school anymore. You don't have parents anymore.
I'm editing this now. Hopefully you still have parents. Sorry about that. I just mean they can't tell you what to do.
Wear what you want to wear, like take risks, be bold. Also, I know a lot of women that are like, I never danced before. I never felt comfortable dancing. Maybe my school had a dance team. Maybe my sister was a dancer and like I'm not like a natural dancer or whatever, so I never felt comfortable, but I would love to take one of those adult dance classes. I see so many women who want to take like an adult dance class, like a heels class, a pole class, but nobody knows them as a dancer. People know them as maybe not being a dancer, or maybe people would judge them and think that like, why are they doing that? That's not very classy, or that's not very on brand for them even. Fuck it. Fuck them. Do it, bitch. You have free will. This is your life. You're finally an adult, so you can do the shit you've always wanted to do. Now's actually the best time to do it. Take a hit. Now's the best time to take a hit. I hope this is kind of like resonating with you guys, especially if you've been like, I really want to express myself in this new way, but I'm nervous and I'm afraid of judgment, or I'm afraid I'm not supposed to be doing this because somebody told me I'm not supposed to. Literally, do it anyway. Tell them Danny said you could. Don't listen to society. Like, not everything has to be so serious all the time. We have enough bullshit, like real ass serious shit happening in the world. I can't even, it's so stressful. Why would we make our personal lives and the things that we could actually do to make ourselves happier or feel better? Why would we make ourselves struggle more? Why would we make that harder? Do things that fulfill your soul. And while you're doing things that fulfill your soul, please like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your grandma, and as always, stay high.